G'day guys, welcome back. It is bright and early on this Monday morning. In fact, it is 5:59 a.m. and Boof is just about to roll in the door. So with Boof, what we'll normally do is have him at the paddock at 6:30 and we load him. He's normally done by about, 6:45, 10 to 7. Then he moses on down. And it means he gets a cascade once Cascade's open, which Cascade opens at 7, which at the other places that we load from, it's no worries. He'll get there and he doesn't have to wait too long because there will be a lineup up there. 6 trucks maybe, could be up to 10. But because we are here and the bin is only just there, I was saying to Rhiannon this morning, because I woke up a little bit late and I was like, I'll just eat my breakfast, watch the F1 highlights. And I was like, I don't have time to make my lunch this morning because I reckon Boof is going to be here at 6 because he's always getting down to our stuff down there at about, maybe about like 6:15, sometimes 6:20. But I always get to the paddock at 6 because that way I can check the oil on everything. I can, make sure that the augers haven't drooped and fallen down and just make sure that everything's going to start. And I was right this morning. I got a text from him at basically 10 to 6 saying that he's coming past the bin. So anyway, we will load him, send him on his way. Now, you might not have seen it on that, but we've had quite the dew this morning. We've got, I reckon, 3 loads here for him, and then that's it. So we've got the 100 tonner full, the 860s full. The PS1, PS2 aren't full. As you can see, they should be fuller than that, but I did warn Sean, it was his first time filling them at night. So I said, I'll just only fill it to your side. So that's why they're not full. Because otherwise what they can do is they can get too close and shoot it over. So I warned him just to do it nice and steady on his side, and I reckon there's some in PS3. So there should be a third load here. And yeah, by then hopefully we're going. But also, I'm not too sure. Once we do finish filling Boof though, we need to go over to the Wildcat and have a look at it. The auger, the lift auger, is making some scrunchy noises of metal last night when I was outside and listening to it. So I want to have a look in there, make sure that the bearing up the top's still good, make sure that the bolts that are holding it, aren't loose or anything like that, because yeah, last thing I need is a bloody chaser to go down. Okay, in the Wildcat, and I really hope that when we get up here and have a look at our auger, there is nothing to worry about. It's just my imagination, and yeah, I really just hope that that's the case. So she's actually looking pretty good. I'll put you there. I reckon she needs to be greased. I'm not sure what I was hearing, so I thought, I'll show you. Probably easy to show you on this one. So see how this one is touching the wall there? Now when that sits in the cradle of that, it doesn't touch the wall. And the sound I was hearing sounded like metal on metal, and it was down there. So I thought that this bearing had gone, or one of these arms here had come loose or something, but it seems okay. Cool. All right, better just make sure that gets greased today, and hopefully that fixes the issue. And guess which header driver owes a box? Look at that. Isaac. I did warn him about that yesterday, and he goes, that'll never happen. That'll never happen. Funny. This also honestly isn't as bad as what they can get like. Actually pretty good. You might be really handy. I'm sure you guys have all seen them on social media too. There's the you chuck it in there and it spins around and blows it all out, all in a circle, and you pull it up and down. That would be really handy to have. Except for when you look at the price, they're 600 bucks. Absolute joke for just putting a seal on top here like that, and then just having a spinning around nozzle at the end. I'm sure you could whip one up quite cheap. 600 bucks is an absolute rip-off. I said a while back I'd show you guys their cabin air filters for their aircon, because what was I blowing out? I think I was blowing out Bluey. Anyway, this is what theirs looks like. Look at how chockers that is. And yet their aircon will be absolutely the best thing on the earth. It's so cold. They've got it. They got it nice. Right, Henry's going to go and do a sample for me, just so I know, so I can let Buff know and we can make a plan. We have got the 860 and 3 PSs full, so there is 2 loads here for him, just. Oh, it really is going to be just, but yeah, 2 loads here for him. Boys are all serviced, just washing windows now, and we just had to do the 50-hour service on number 2 there, because obviously it didn't do much in the canola at the end there when we did Henry's service, and yeah, that one obviously came up for this one for now. But yeah, what is it now? Nearly 8 o'clock, so nearly all ready to roll and get into a day of harvest. We've got a lot of wind and it's coming from the east, so I'm hoping that, yeah, it's going to dry out nice and quick, because yeah, like I said, we did have a fairly heavy dew, which is why I want to go and get this sample done now and make sure that we're, well, I'll see how far off we're going to be from the goal of delivery. But the good thing is that delivery is now at 14, so yeah, we do have that. When it's so high, it means we can get going quicker. When it's at 13, that's when we've got to start bagging and blending it out later. But as long as CBH can keep it at 14 for me, please, it'd be good. Oh, Buff is down there now. We'd be rocking up to the paddock about now, so Henry's gonna load him. I should be back down there before he finishes unloading it, well, loading anyway. We're gonna find out what this moisture is. The header said 13.6, I think. It was 13 something anyway, so we're hoping that we're actually pretty good to go. So fingers crossed on that one. I'll say we're 13.9, right on the cusp. What's your guess? And I reckon Henry Day, let's do it tomorrow. It's 28 degrees tomorrow. It'll either be tomorrow or the next day. It's 28 degrees tomorrow and 31 degrees the day after, so that it's 2 very good days for harvest. So you should be at 14.7. Oh, that's not what I want to hear. 14.7 is not too bad. It can hopefully dry enough. Anyway, Henry Day, I reckon tomorrow, the next day, 2 very good days, so they should be very good days for harvest, and you should do, yeah, should be a good day. So make sure you guys are subscribed, got that bell notification on for Henry Day, because it's coming up very shortly. We've got just enough, I reckon, for Buff to come back for another load. Henry's now, you have to look through my windscreen of scribble, but Henry's out there. And that's harvesting back when I got bogged in the cedar, and we decided, no, we're going to leave this section and just off we go. So we sprayed that out when we sprayed out the rest of this, because this was all ryegrassy. So yeah, we sprayed it out, and I said, just spray out that barley. It's too hard for him to try and avoid it. And when we sprayed it out, we sprayed that out ages ago. So we don't want to try and give that to CBH, because you know that's negligent on our part. So Henry's just harvesting that and he's going to dump it, and then he'll do a sample for me, and that'll be an hour since we did the last one, and I'm hoping by then, I'm going to guess it's come down to 14.3, and we'll get going at that. Anyway, my chicken scratch. So done that. Had a look at that. I need to do the gas down at George's place, and then there's the shed. We were discussing where the PA door was going up at our new shed up there for the horses. So Rhiannon and I just had to have a discussion of where that was going, and we got it sorted. Then I need to fix my retic up at the house. I need to do the downpipe at George's house. I need to get a pin because the boys lost the pin off the off Max there. So there's no, they can't tow anything at the moment because I don't know if someone stole it in town as a gag and the boys then hooked onto something out here and went to pull it and it just out it came, because no one can see where it went, no one can find it, no one knows where it's gone. Invoice, I need to send an invoice to one of the big companies that I've got on board for doing Movember. And yeah, that's about it really. No, talking about Movember, Moustache is coming along. We are, I think I already told you guys. Oh, I've got so many, there we go. It's the 10th of November for us. So far you guys have been incredibly generous. Today we are at I think it's $22,500 that's been donated so far. Just an amazing effort by you guys, so thank you very much. It's all going to a great cause of men's health for prostate cancer and men's mental health. You are going to save lives with the money you've donated, so thank you very much to everyone who's donated. Anyone who donates goes in the running to win one of the little knickknacks that I've got. The big air compressor on the back there, water bottle, I got pins, I got stickers, all that sort of stuff. And then $250 will get you a Tom's Brook hat. Links are down below. 14.3. So we have dropped. So you know that's good, but I suppose 0.4 to drop in an hour is all right. We'll get going at that. We're going to chuck it in the 860 because I reckon give it, you know, another hour and we'll be dry. And we will be able to chuck that into Boof, and he'll be able to keep going to town. Keep going to Cascade, which would be good. So I'm just going to wait here for the boys. They're out, they're harvesting at the moment. I reckon I will go and do a sample maybe on the second chaser load, not the first one. Let the first one just come in and get that out the way, and then the second one I'll do a moisture on just so I can see. But I thought, because I've got the text just then from the grain marketer. Just hang on. What are they going on about?
So every time you turn the machine off,
talking about the Harvest Smart and the spreader. So just got a text on the grey marketer which made me think of it. I do get a few comments asking me to explain, you know, grey marketing, and then talking about, you know, input costs, you know, all of the like of that. You know, how much is it costing me per, you know, crop to put in and all this. I'm not going to go into any of that. You know, I'm here to show you guys what happens on the farm and things like that, decision making and all that. But I'm not going to go and explain in depth the financial side of it. And the reason is because, you know, it's a very personal side of the business. And yeah, I don't feel comfortable sharing that sort of stuff, to be honest. So that's why I don't share that stuff with you guys. I will explain grain marketing a little bit. You know, we get a text from the grain marketer in the mornings telling us what they reckon the prices are going to be. I'll even pull it up now and I'll tell you what the price was on Friday. Here we go. So on Friday, canola was down. It was at $820 a tonne. APW was $346, so that's wheat. That was up $4. Feed barley was up $2 to $305 a tonne. And then malt barley, just there, is $309 a tonne. You guys are able to search that yourselves and find what the actual, you know, prices are for our port zone. You know, that's not a hidden secret. But yeah, basically, so we just chat. We've got an app. I use 10 Tigers. There's an app where I can see how much I've got delivered, my targets I've got set, what that gives me as an average for how much grain I've committed, so I can work off, you know, if I'm putting in too much or too little. So yeah, no, it's very handy tool. But yeah, just basically explaining to you guys that I'm not going to go into depth of why but into depth of the financial side of things. It's not like you know, it's like someone coming up to you and asking you your budget on how you spend your money and where your money's coming from and how much you're earning and then how much you're putting into, you know, your mortgages and all that sort of stuff. So it's a very personal side of the business, which I don't feel comfortable sharing. So I hope that's okay for the people that, you know, were wanting to see that or, you know, hear about that. But yeah, I'm just not going to go into that. Annoyingly, the moisture hasn't dropped. It's actually gone up. It's 14.4. Just makes it a bit difficult for what I do with Buff. Buff will be coming back very shortly, and we'll do his lead out of the wet stuff, and then the A and dog out of the dry, and that'll go under 14, so that'll be fine. And I'm just hoping that I just send him to Cascade and he comes back, and by then it's dry enough, and then we can just we can then just keep going to Cascade, because if I send him to town, that's 3 hours that he'll be gone, and well, yeah, 3.5, 4 hours that he's gone, and then that means that, you know, we'll fill our storage in that time, and it'd just be a nightmare. So, and we'll have to go into a bag. Do need to go and get these VBs still. I'll load Buff and I'll go get these VBs, but yeah, very annoying. I would have hoped that, you know, because we're on that downward trend and we dropped that 0.4 in an hour, we'd be right, because it's now 10 o'clock that I did that sample, so it's been another hour. It's very annoying. Tell you what, I definitely need to upgrade what I do, whether it's a mother bin or 2 more 100-tonners. These augers just take so long. Such a difference when you're used to the PDO tractor, or even going from the PDO to the 860. That's a 13-inch auger, and that takes forever, what it seems like. But going to these 41 foot 10-inch augers, it just takes forever. It's much nicer being in a tractor. I'm listening to see what Buff is telling me to turn it off, if you're wondering what I'm doing there. Just did a sample. It's 14.2. It is taking forever. It is just not moving. So I've spoke to Brian. Buff is going to go and do another load for somebody else, hopefully, and then after then we'll have a load. But it'll be dry by then. So what I'm going to do is go down and get these VBs now, because as soon as it gets dry, the boys will start heaving those tons off, and we're going to run out of storage pretty quickly, because the 860 is full, and I'm going to get them to go into PS1 now, because PS1's empty. And they're going to PS1 with this wet grain, and then after that we're going to have to pull up and wait. So they've got the 100-tonner to go into, and then they've got PS2, PS3 and PS4. Let's just call them half each. So there's a silo and a half essentially to go into there, and then we're out. So I need to go and get these VBs so that we've got something to go into. So better shoot down there and grab that now. I'm not too sure where I left you guys, but since I had to have a quick look at the last video, and I obviously haven't told you guys what's been going on lately. So I went and got a VB, and as I was dragging that back, the boys had filled up the PS and the 860. Well, they'd filled up the 860, and then the 2 chasers coming in were going to fill up that PS. So I got one of them to come down here and run a sample for us. Now that sample was 13.8, so we're finally dry. So then I let Brian know, and unfortunately Buff went to town because there was no one out here who had dry grain for Buff to come and get. You know, Brian was going to see if he could get another load off another farmer. Just couldn't happen. So Buff ended up going to town. So I was like, right, no, it's all right. We've got storage, and I'll go and get these other fill bins, and you know, we'll bring them up. So I've now got the 2 VBs up, ready to go. The 100-tonner is full. The 860s, well, that's full of wet. The PS1 is nearly full of wet, and those 3 PSs were. Yeah, those 3 PSs are about half full, so we're going to run out of storage very quickly. So we've got the 2 full VBs there, well, empty VBs, that's good. There's 50 odd ton there, and then we've got the bag going after that. So hopefully we don't have to go into the bag. I want to go into buff, not the bag. But anyway, I'm just running another sample now, and this has probably been another hour since the boys did one. It's now 1:15, and we'll find out what it is. I'm going to assume it's gone down, but with the way our moisture is, it could be anything. And it is 13.4, so there we go. We are still nice and dry. We're getting drier. It's going to work out well. Boys will just have to keep on rolling, and I haven't got the departed message for buff yet, so I got a feeling we're going into the bag. But we'll see. We've still got a little while before that happens. Anyway, 13.4, 10% on protein, so it is good for malt, not for moisture. This one actually doesn't look too bad for germ-in, which is a shame, but it's not worth my time to dry it or wait. My time is money, and we don't want to burn money trying to get $3-4 a ton. Not worth it. Boys have got one fill bin to go, and then we're done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here, and then I'll catch a lift back one of the chaser bins, and I'll bring the bag up to the top up there so that we can have the bag nice and close. Because what the boys are going to do, they're going to finish here. If you can see that, they're going to finish here, and then they'll head out to the back. So actually I'll probably do the Maximus that's still in the front piece there. So anyway, we'll get the bagger up to here, so it's at least closer than having to go all the way back here to unload. Once we finish out that back piece, we then shift our bins all the way up to the top there anyway. So I think that back piece is about 180 hectares, something like that. So it won't be long, and then yeah, we'll be shifting all our stuff out the back anyway. Well, it hasn't taken long, and we've getting this bag pretty well along. I've got, I think, 40 folds left. I think I counted, or 30, so still quite a few chases to go. But I will need to go and get another bag soon, because we're going to run out of this bag and need another one. Because Buff, I don't know if he's left town or not. He finished unloading. Well, he departed CBH 26 minutes ago, but there was an issue with his truck, so he had to go back to the yard and swap that truck out with another truck, same trailers, and come on out. So that could mean that we're going to end up with a delay in him getting out here, and he's only going to get one load for us because it's now 3:40 and Cascade closes at 6, so there's no chance to get one to Cascade, one to town, so it's only going to be one to town. It's a real cock up of the day really of how it's all worked out, but not much we can do about it. The moisture wasn't right. Brian had to send him to town, otherwise he'd be sitting here waiting, because we didn't know when the moisture was going to drop. So yeah, anyway, boys have not got long to go in this piece here. A couple up and downs and they'll be done, and then it's out to the back piece. So yeah, which should be good. Alright, Braden's come in. We've got 30 folds left, I just counted, I think. Maybe it was 20. I can't remember. Anyway, the bag's not going to last that much longer with the amount of tons the boys are pulling off. So I've got a sample just so I know what I can write on the bag there. And I'm going to grab Ben, go up and grab a new bag, and I'll grab the 100 meter bags because we're going to need it for tonight. And then we will come back on and come back down and yeah, chuck it on. The boys are going to Let me get this up. So it's got a load, but they've done all this. They're going to do this little piece just here,
Once I'm out of the way,
and then once that's
you just go
done,
up
they'll
track
jump
lever
out to the back
and
there.
Turn around ready for.
So yeah, I don't know if I'll grab 2 bags or 1. I haven't heard if Buff's left yet or not, but again, like I said, he's only getting 1 load out, so it's only 79 tons leaving. The boys do that in an hour, so anyway, we will do what we do and get it done. Right, the bags I'm going to go for are those. They're gigantic, they're heavy, but they're longer. So that's 100 meter, and then this is a 75. So that's about the length of my my whole arm, or forearm and hand. And this one here, you got another hand on top of that. So they're a little bit bigger, but 100 meters, obviously a lot better. You just go a lot further, but we just don't tend to get them just because they're so heavy and cumbersome to use. But when it's a time like this, when we don't have the store, well, sorry, we don't have the truck, and we just want the storage, absolutely brilliant. So I'll see how I go lifting it myself. I'm just rolling them across over, obviously, but still they're quite heavy. We'll see how we go, and if we don't, if I can't do it, then I will just admit defeat and I'll go for the smaller one. So I managed to get 2 of the big bastards on. So those are 2 of the 100 meters. We'll definitely use 1. I don't know about the other. The moisture is 12.5. So we're now crispy dry. Well, we're actually, yeah, crispy dry for malt, but it's 12 and a half is just deliverable for, so 12 and a half for barley. Crispy for feed is 12 and a half. So it's only just making malt now. Now protein is still good, but the germ end is definitely going to let us down. The last sort of loads that have gone through, it's been up at around the 70s, it needs to be in the 30s, well, below 30 in fact. So I don't know if we're going to get any more loads of malt out of this stuff, but anyway, we will get down. Buff will be out here about 6 o'clock I think. So yeah, free up that 70, 80 odd ton, and well, not if I got chasers going in, but we'll at least get another load to town, and then tomorrow will be better because our storage is full. He'll just get out here first thing and just start shuffling the Cascade, and we should get that 7 truckloads done tomorrow. We have literally just finished that bag. We've also just finished dinner, and Buff is nearly about to roll on the gate, which is good timing because it gives me time now to just shift that bag quietly, not put the other bag on myself, but we give time to shift it and then get it all sorted. But boys are nearly actually finished that other piece over there, so we will probably get everyone to give a hand to put the bag on. And I've just realized I've got a block of wood. Put that on my window right now. We'll put the bag on with everybody, and then they'll shift to the back piece, and then yeah, when we're ready to go into the bag again, which won't be too long because Buff won't take a huge amount out of here, yeah, then we can just go straight back into that bag and there'll be no time delay. So I need to go and get that block of wood. I also am like 0 on my fuel, so we'll see if I can actually make it up to the shed or not. I made it to the shed, filled up with fuel, 187 litres. No worries, this is a 205 litre fuel tank. Moisture's 12 and a half, but I'm just trying to decide what I do. So I'm out here behind the headers at the moment. And I'm just trying to work out what I do. So it's cold outside, it is 15 degrees. And I'm trying to figure out if I should just fill storage and then call it a night instead of going into a bag, because this is going to get really chewy for the boys to start to cut. And the next 2 nights are actually really good. So we've got a 28 degrees and a 31 degrees. I'll have to check the wind and make sure it doesn't switch to a southerly, but we should be able to get good nights out of there, and we could bag into the night with those. So basically what I'm thinking is, if I was to put a bag down now, we've got to finish filling that fill bin. We haven't gone into it yet. That's 2-3 chaser loads, so that's about an hour.
So I go and order, give the Henry.
And then after an hour, that puts us at 8 o'clock or a bit after 8. And hang on, let me turn the light on, might be better. That puts us a bit after 8, and it's wondering, you know, if we then go into a bag, then how long we'll be able to go. An hour maybe. It's getting quite chewy already for the boys. And then I've got a 100-meter bag that isn't going to get used because hopefully tomorrow buff keeps up. I'm going to keep going into the field bins. So actually I then need to start moving field bins. Crap. Oh, it's going to be fun. Anyway, so you can see wherever my brain's at. I'm trying to figure out what I do here, and I reckon I'm going to settle on that we just fill storage and pull up. I reckon that's what we'll do. Yeah, we'll do that. So with that, guys, either tomorrow's going to be Henry Day or the day after, but yeah, subscribe so you see that. Don't forget to like and like, subscribe, share, and I'll catch you the next one.